I want to talk about our devices, our phones, computers, anything with a screen that we spend time staring at. And we do spend kind of a lot of time staring at our phones and computers and what have you. Now, I'm not anti-phone. I love my phone. I use it all the time. But it's definitely true that I spend a little too much time on it, and that the amount of time I spend on my devices does kind of negatively impact my quality of life. So as someone who's very into mindfulness, which is all about being in the present moment and being undistracted, I'm wary of what my phone is kind of doing to me, because I spend a ton of time on it and it provides me with an endless stream of distraction, right? And these phones and the apps on them were engineered by very smart people specifically to hook my attention and hold on to it, whether it's good for me or not, right? So it's kind of on us, because our phones aren't going to help us. It's on us to figure out how to use our phones skillfully, right, and in moderation, so that we get their benefits and we enjoy what's great about them without falling prey to their pitfalls and being constantly distracted and all this frantic multitasking and things like that. So I want to share my favorite strategies for skillful use of these devices. So the first one's pretty straightforward, which is that whenever you find yourself with a little bit of sort of empty time where there's nothing to do, say you're in line at the grocery store or you're sitting on the subway or something like that, and you just have a few minutes with nothing particular to do, just don't do anything, right? The instinct in those moments is to pull out your phone or listen to music or something like that. What I would suggest is leave your phone in your pocket and just quietly sit there or stand there. Don't read anything, don't listen to anything, just kind of be there. It's actually hard to do at first. We've sort of been trained to demand stimulus, right? We're almost addicted to stimulus in this way. So not great to be addicted to stuff. So get back in the habit of just being able to sit quietly and have that be fine, right? And be able to enjoy that. So tip 2, which is kind of related to the first one, when you're walking somewhere, the tendency is to have something in your earbuds, right? To have, or your headphones, to have music playing or to have a podcast on or something like that. Don't. Not all the time. Of course, music's great. I love listening to music, but every now and then, make a decision to just leave your headphones in your pocket or in your bag and just walk and just listen to the sounds around you and just see the sort of landscape around you and just be with that. Once again, developing that comfort that we've lost with just kind of quietly existing, right, without needing to consume some sort of content. So another tip, bathrooms. I'm not judging, but I would bet good money that you read in the bathroom now and then. It's just a thing that everyone seems to do now. They're on their phone in the bathroom or whatever the case may be. And not only is it, again, no judgment, but not only is it a little bit gross and not super sanitary, but it's, again, just another opportunity to re-addict yourself to distraction. Like, you can't even leave the phone aside in the bathroom. So maybe just make the bathroom into a device-free zone, right? It's actually surprisingly nice. Another thing related to that is make the morning a device-free zone too, or a device-free time period if you can. So what I like to do is before I go to bed at night, I put my phone on airplane mode or do not disturb mode, one of those, so that I don't wake up to a bunch of notifications. And then when I wake up, I go about my day, my morning routine. For me, that involves meditation, eating breakfast, and so on. And I let, a half hour go before I flip on my phone, right? So I've already eaten breakfast, I've already gotten dressed, I've already meditated, and only then do I turn on my phone and deal with the inevitable barrage of notifications. So I can only put it off, right? I can't get rid of it entirely, but I can carve out, a nice quiet period of time in the morning to be mindfully there without being nose in my device. So I enjoy that. You might enjoy it too. Relatedly to that, notifications. You probably get more than you need, right? Do you need to be notified every single time someone comments on a post or every time someone likes a post? Not necessarily. So I personally have trimmed down the notifications that I get. So I still get @replies on Twitter. When someone snaps me, I still get that. And I get text notifications. But other than that, I've basically turned my notifications off. I don't get email notifications. I don't get notifications for likes or comments. And it's much more peaceful when my phone's not constantly buzzing at me saying, look at me, look at me. So you might give that a try as well. And then my final strategy, and this one comes from Tristan Harris, who used to work at Google and now spends a lot of his time thinking about how we can engage more mindfully with technology. Tristan Harris, this is actually a pretty clever suggestion. The thing about the app icons on our phones is that they're colorful and bright for a reason. It's to attract our attention visually so that we want to tap on them. They're made to sort of look like candy colored, you know? So one thing that helps, and often the apps that do that are the most addictive ones. Like think about Instagram's brightly colored app icon. So here's a trick. Put those brightly colored icons for the most addictive apps, put them in folders. You know that if you drag one icon onto another icon on your phone, it creates a folder and puts them both inside? Do that. It sort of hides these apps from your view, so when you look at your phone, you don't automatically, without even thinking about it, just tap Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever the case may be. It adds an extra step, a little bit of friction. You can still use the app, of course, but you're going to use it deliberately. It's not going to be one of those things where you tap it mindlessly. So those are my tips. Give them a try. Of course, there are other ideas that you can come up with on your own, and just figure out what works for you in terms of creating a relationship with your phone that is kind of balanced and healthy. So good luck.